The Galveston-Bay-Foundation was formed in 1987 by a group of conservation-minded individuals intent on protecting Galveston Bay from past abuses and ensuring its future for everyone. At the time, there were several large federal projects for Galveston Bay that could have significantly altered its productivity. These individuals came together to ensure that the many uses were balanced to protect its long-term health. GBF's biggest objectives are protecting and restoring habitat, improving water quality, and ensuring adequate freshwater inflows into Galveston Bay. Our programs have significant capacity and are poised for growth. For instance, our land conservation program is growing as we work to increase the acreage held in conservation around the bay. We need to secure funding, additional staff, and other resources to continue to support all of these programs. GBF is a nonprofit conservation organization with well-rounded programming and a surprisingly broad reach. We successfully leverage funds to accomplish cost-efficient habitat restoration and education for Galveston Bay. We've successfully managed state and federal grants in support of our conservation, restoration, education, and advocacy work. GBF is able to match our federal grant funds with state, local, and private funds, in-kind donations, and volunteer participation, often at a much higher ratio than required by those grant funds. GBF is well versed at bringing stakeholders and partners together to work towards a common goal. We're managed by a group of individuals with diverse interests, and we learned very early in our history that we must work together. The Bay has so many different users, all of whom depend on the vitality and sustainability of the Bay. By working together, we've come up with solutions to ensure there's a resource for future generations. We measure the number of individuals we reach and the success of our habitat conservation and restoration work. GBF is a membership and community-based organization with more than 2,600 members and annually engages over 2,000 volunteers. Our conservation and restoration programs have preserved, protected, and restored over 16,500 acres of Galveston Bay habitats. Each individual project must meet specific restoration criteria before it is completed. Our larger scale education and outreach programs, such as Get Hip to Habitat, have evaluation criteria to assess how effectively they promote changes in knowledge and behavior. Approximately 4 million people reside in the 5 counties surrounding Galveston Bay, 20% within 2 miles of the bay or its tributaries, and over 2 million people within the city of Houston. Unfortunately, many may not understand the value of the Galveston Bay Foundation and our mission because they don't fully understand the significance of Galveston Bay itself. A healthy bay supports a wide array of human uses, including marine transportation, industry, agriculture, fisheries, residential and recreational areas, and tourism. Since our inception, we've served as the watchdog for this precious resource through our various advocacy programs. We are accredited by the Land Trust Alliance, which means we comply with the highest standards and practices when it comes to conserving land. We preserved, protected, and restored over 16,500 acres of habitat around Galveston Bay and protected over 16 miles of shoreline from continued erosion. GBF has involved nearly 7,000 citizens in planting approximately 200 acres of marsh at 70 sites through our annual Marsh Mania. We have increased public awareness and educated tens of thousands of school children through programs such as our Bay Ambassadors presentation, Children's Art Calendar, Get Hip to Habitat program, Bay Day Family Festival, and education booths around the community. People in the area don't necessarily realize the importance of Galveston Bay because unlike Seattle, Boston, or San Francisco, downtown Houston doesn't sit on the water. Without Galveston Bay, Houston would be a completely different city. A healthy bay benefits all of us and supports tens of thousands of jobs, provides recreational opportunities, and promotes a positive quality of life. Given additional resources, GBF would invest in additional land conservation and stewardship work. We'd also revive our popular on-the-water educational opportunities to offer more people hands-on learning about Galveston Bay. With additional resources, GBF would tackle more research programs, including facilitation of research and data collection by other partners, and compilation of existing data to make it easily digestible by the general public. For instance, we want to compile an annual State of the Bay report card that grades Galveston Bay on water quality, the amount of freshwater flowing into the bay, trend lines for bird and fish species, and other important metrics.